what you guys are thinking. Violet, you're not a 10. I know I'm not a 10. I'm a 12. Violet, you're not that either. Shh. Just thank you. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. It's Violet, and if you're new here, it's Violet. That's all I have to say. In today's video, I'm going to show you how to achieve a glowy skin for summer. Well, it can really be for any time. It's just summertime right now, and that's when people are like, glowy skin, please. This is kind of like an everyday type of makeup, even though whenever I go to work, I barely wear any makeup because I'm just too lazy to do makeup for work. So when I go to work today, they're going to be like, that's you. And I'm going to be like, yeah, it is. What's up? So if you'd like to see more of this video, be sure to keep on watching. But before you keep on watching, what are you doing? I see you're not subscribed. 80% of the people who watch my videos are not subscribed. That's a terrible statistic to be in. So to not be a part of that statistic anymore, subscribe to my channel. Subscribing is free and it makes me happy, and I deserve to be happy. Let's get into the video. Okay, so for the first part, I'm going to be doing my ojos, my eyebrows. First, I just need to prime it, so I'm just taking a concealer. I use the Makeup Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C2. And I just put this on my eyelids and hope for the best, really. No, just kidding. I put this on my eyelids. I blend it out with a sponge. And then I do set it, because if I don't set it, I crease like no other. And it's honestly really annoying. I look crazy right now, but what else is new? Let's get my sponge. I prefer doing this with a damp sponge, because I do my foundation first so I don't wet this. But since it's already wet, I'm just going to work with what I got. So to set it, and also for today's eyeshadow look, it's going to be really simple for the eyes. I'm just going over the eyes really fast because today's a skin focus mostly, so the eyes are just going to be a little plain Janes today. So I'm going in with Violet Boss Pro Eyeshadow Palette. This is their Holy Grail eyeshadow. I'm going in with the shade Thanks a Latte. I tried going in with a shade that's close to my skin tone. But more so today it's going to be closer to my concealer shade. That's not a bad thing. I don't mind that. So normally I go in with Sugar Pills Heart Shaped Cookie. That is like everything right there. I just wanted to make this a little bit more easier and convenient. Once I set in my concealer, I go in with a fluffy brush, and I'm going to take a transition shade, and the shade that I'm taking from the palette is called Transition, which is honestly a really good transition color. Nicely played, Violet Boss. Nicely played. I'm really only going to be going in with like 2 or 3 colors for my crease, because like I said, it's not really an eye focus today. It's more so of just skin and also lips. So next I'm going to go in with a hint of hashtag and just be applying this in my crease. So pretty much like same area as the transition shade, but I'm kind of going to be going like under it, kind of. So next on my smaller brush, I am going to be going in with the shade Are You Kidding Me, which is like this nice little warm brown shade. It's pretty light though, not too dark. I'm just really focusing this more so on the outer part of my eye. Going back in with the fluffy brush, I'm just going to be diffusing it a little bit. I just want it really, like, I'm not wearing eyeshadow to wear eyeshadow, if that makes sense. I'm mostly just making it look like my eyes are there. So next, to finish the eyes, I'm going to go back in with Thanks a Latte on the same flat brush that I used to set my lids. I'm just focusing this more so on the front part of my lid. I just want it to look, I don't know, more even, I guess, because I just don't want it to be all that transitional color. I do want some of my lid to poke through. And like, I know this seems like overly simple, and it's like, does this require explanation? I think it does, only because I don't know who's watching the video. So it could be like, for example, let's say you have lots of skill at makeup. You're gonna be like, I can do that with my eyes closed. Why are you making a video? Compared to someone who's just getting into makeup, I feel like this is really helpful for them. And then I'm just going back in with a fluffy brush, and I'm just kind of toning it down because some of that shade did get a little into my crease, and I don't want that. So I'm just fluffing it out a bit. I'm not taking any new color in my brush. I'm just using what's left over. So next I'm going to go in with eyeliner. I'm not going to do a wing or anything. I'm making it pretty basic today. I'm going in with the Physicians Formula 2-in-1 Eye Booster. I love how I was like, yeah, Faith, You had your moment in your video from like last week. It's not your moment anymore, child. I loved how I was like, I'm not gonna do anything crazy today for liner, and I ended up doing like a little baby wing. My attention was there. I got a little shaky in my hand, so I tried. I got a little shaky in my hand, so I tried to make it even, and it got thicker and thicker and thicker, and like, that's my life. So I definitely went a little thicker than I anticipated, but it's okay. It's fine. It happens to you. Don't worry. I'm putting on some really fluffy lashes, so I think it's gonna kind of like conceal that, but like, it's not the end of the world, but it wasn't my goal, and I'm meh. So now the moment you have been waiting for. The skin. I always go in with a moisturizer after I get out of the shower because my skin always feels dry after a shower. I don't know why. And then right before I go in with my primer, I put on a illuminizing moisturizer. So it can be any brand that you like or know. Currently I am using Bosca? Question mark? That's what it says. That's what it looks like. I totally butchered that name. I am so sorry. I grabbed some, I pumped some out on my fingers. I always start off with a little bit. I don't go in too heavy-handed right away, and I just pretty much put it all over my face, but I primarily focus on like the high points of my face with the most product first. So I kind of let that do its thing. I kind of let it sink in a bit before I put on my primer. Next, I do go in with my primer. The primer I use is a blurring primer, but it does have somewhat of a glow to it as well. So if you have an illuminating primer, I highly suggest using that. You could use a normal primer, but I don't think you'll get the same results. So the primer I use is from YSL. It is their blurring primer. I'm not going to try to say the beginning words because I suck. And yes, I did take French, but I just don't want to try because I just can't say things today or pronounce things right today, and yeah. So I just take some on my hands, and then I kind of like warm it up on my fingertips. And then I just kind of focus it right here because it is a blurring primer, so I'm focusing it on my pore area first. And I'm rubbing outward away from my face. So side note, I'm thinking about starting this series for my channel, kind of like a makeup for dummies series. And like I kind of just like want to go over the basics with people. Because I've been getting asked that a lot because like some friends and some coworkers know I have a channel and they're like, hey, you should do this, hey, you should do that. And I'm like, maybe I should just start a series. And like, if you guys would be interested in that, let me know down in the comments. I'm still probably going to do it. But if that's something you like to see, just let me know down in the comments and then I'll be sure to start that as soon as possible. So after I apply it, I do let it set into my skin for like a few minutes before I go with my foundation because I don't want to apply foundation and have the primer move underneath it. That won't be very good. I've actually been pairing my concealer with this foundation just to kind of lighten it up a little bit because it's like a little too tan for me, but not really. So this is my Flower Beauty Light Illusion Foundation. I did a review on this. I'll be sure to link it up in the eye up above. But like, this has been doing wonders lately for me. Wonders. Like I'll be at work and I was wearing it and I was just like, I don't know how I feel about this. Same day, like 5 people were like, your skin looks so nice. And I'm like, are you talking to me? No one's ever said my skin looks nice before, so it's always just a shocker. And I'm like, thank you so much. First, what I do with my concealer, I just go in. I don't go in like, well, I can't say I don't go in crazy because I look crazy right now. I'm really just applying this towards like the high part of my face, I guess you can say, but I'm not doing it to like define it. I'm just doing this so I have like a mixture, I guess. And then I do go in with my Light Illusion foundation. So this foundation does already have a glow to it. So really use a foundation that's not supposed to be matte. Well, I mean, if you have a matte foundation, you probably can like mix it with like your illuminizing moisturizer and then you apply it that way. That should be okay. However, I just find it easier to do a foundation that's meant to be dewy. So that I don't have to put a mess on the back of my hands, I just dot my face with this foundation. I just do like little tiny blobs. Probably like that is way too much. This foundation needs it, honestly, because it's so light and it is buildable. So that's why I do this without like worry. And this is what I have been doing. And I really look crazy right now. Okay, so once you look crazy, you can take your foundation brush and all I just do is kind of like pounce my skin like I'm doing a beauty blender, but it's not a beauty blender, it's a brush. This is the Morphe M439. I really like this brush because I feel like it gets over my skin pretty fast. Don't worry if you're like, this is a lot of product, what are you doing with your life? It is a lot of product, granted. It's me. I am going to be going in with the sponge when I'm done applying this to my face. And also, bring it down your neck. I am tired of seeing people that put foundation right here and call it a day. Bring it down your neck, people. I used to have this friend and like, you can tell her foundation wasn't her shade and she would just look orange on her face. And I'm like, girl, why are you looking like a Oompa Loompa? I always would tell her and she was like, why would you put it down your neck? And I'm like, so you don't look like that. Next, I go in with the sponge. You can use any sponge. I've currently been loving the Real Techniques Miracle Sponge. Like, I love this better than a beauty blender. I find it just to be as soft and squishy and as perfect as a beauty blender. I don't like their orange sponge from Real Techniques though. That I can't get behind. So with the sponge, I'm picking up excess product and it's making my skin look a little bit more even. Probably like, wow, you look really glowy. I'm not going to continue looking this glowy, I promise. It just looks a little crazy right now. So I am going to set my under eye with the powder and I forgot my brush, so let me go get my brush. I'm just putting this under my eyes. I don't necessarily do this to set my under eyes because no matter what I do, my under eyes always crease. I'm just kind of doing this so it doesn't look like glowy under my eyes. So next I am going to be contouring my face and nose, and when I contour for like summertime, I don't tend to go in with like a taupey brown. I tend to go in more with like a warmer shade of brown, so something like this. This is from Kat Von D. It's just the refill packet in Shadow Play. I am currently in the market for a new contour kit though, so if you know any good ones, be sure to leave them down below. So I just take this on an angled little brush and just lightly pounce it in there, not too much because I don't want it to be too crazy. And all I just do is like, I have to make a face like this. I can't talk, so like see where like you can kind of see like the bridge of my nose. I just follow that. And then I go under the tip of my nose. I don't claim to be like a professional on contouring my nose. This is what I do when I want glowy skin, so I'm just showing you guys kind of like my face routine for summer. Up a little bit towards my brows to help blend it out. And then going back in with that little brush I used to set my under eyes. This is the Flawless Concealer Brush from e.l.f. I use it for way more than that. I kind of just swirl it to help blend it out. So that's just how I kind of contour my nose, and then I'm going back in with like a little flat powder brush. I'm just taking that contour shade. I'm just taking off the excess. I don't want too much of it. And with it, I'm just applying it kind of right here to make it look like I have cheekbones. And then to eliminate the fact that I have a 5 head and I want a 4 head, I apply it to like the corner of my forehead in the center. I also apply this under my jaw to make my jaw look like I have jaw structure, bone structure, oops. I really blend this out because like I'm terrified of having like harsh lines on my face because I just find it looks muddy and gross, kind of like when it looks too strong. I want it to look blended into the skin. So because of kind of like contouring, bronzing, it does reduce a little bit of the glow, but it's a good thing because like not everywhere on your face should be glowy, but it should look healthy and radiant. You don't want to look like greasy, you know, but like if you're into that, then you're into that. Do you, boo? I'm not gonna judge you, but like I want like a healthy type of glow, you know. So the next important step is of course highlighting. However, this is the important part. It's super important to use a highlighter that's not so strong. I love a good glow. I love being dramatic. I love turning my head and like blinding the haters, but like that's not the point of this. You want your skin to look healthy and glowy. You don't want it to be like looking kind of fakeish. I'm just swirling my highlighter brush in there. I'm just applying it to like my cheekbone. To my nose as well. This also does help the nose contour quite a bit because it helps make it look more defined. I do apply a little above my brow, nothing too crazy. Cupid's bow. And then the chin. So this kind of like makes the skin look like a little wet, which is, I appreciate that. I just go in lightly with this though because I don't want to look too crazy. And then I also do highlight my brow bone. I just take a little brush and I just hit it in like the under my tail part, kind of. I don't go all the way in with it. So like, see how like the skin, it looks like it has like that glow from within and like it looks healthy and radiant type of thing. Like, this is what you want. This is a good look. It's not too overbearing. Next, I'm going to be taking my setting spray and just spraying my face. And I just realized I don't have anything to fan myself out with. I'm just fanning this spray into the skin. I'm trying not to move around too much. But by doing this, it's going to soak into the skin a little bit more. I found if you use a sponge, it kind of can like take off the setting spray instead of like pressing it into your skin like some people have suggested. And also like it can also move around your foundation, especially if you don't set it. I don't like setting my foundation. I just feel like it adds another layer that I don't need to my skin. So next, I'm going to be going in with some big and fluffy lashes. Any lash will really do, but I just like using big and fluffy lashes when I don't have a lot going on with my eyes. And I just think it looks really pretty. See how fluffy they are? Like, I feel like that makes it look more glam, because like if you use small lashes, it will make it look a little bit more natural. So it really is personal preference, up to you. However, I just like how it makes it look a little bit more extra glam, and I really didn't do that much. So because it is summertime, I really want to use a bright, fun summer lip color. You can make it natural if you want. However, because it's summer and you want glowy skin, I'm going to be using a bright orange shade. This is Hot Fire from Dose of Color. And then lastly, most of the time I do this after lashes, I guess I just forgot. I'm just adding some mascara to like blend in my lashes. I'm not going too crazy with this. And also to my lower lash line. And that completes the look. I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you learned something. If you liked it, let me know down in the comments. If you hate it, let me know down in the comments. Engagement is engagement. But on a serious note, if you did like this video, be sure to give it a big thumbs up. If you have any questions, comments, or concerns, you can leave them down in the comments. And if you'd like to see more of me, be sure to subscribe. I'll see you guys in my next video. Bye.